Every town has a secret. Most secrets die quietly, passed between neighbors over back fences and coffee cups, rumors that soften with age until they are indistinguishable from myth. In 1976, the town received a visitor. It did not knock. It did not speak aloud. It wrote. Circleville, Ohio, was the definition of small-town America. Quiet. Predictable. Safe. But in a place where everyone knows your name, secrets are the only currency that matters. September 1976. Mary Gillispie opens her mailbox. Inside, a letter written in thick, deliberate block print. Upright. Almost disciplined. It reads. Mrs. Gillispie. Stay away from Massey. Don't lie when questioned about meeting him. I know where you live, I've been observing your house and know you have children. This is no joke, please take it serious. Everyone concerned has been notified and everything will be over soon. The words are blunt, accusatory. But it is the detail that unnerves her most. The writer knows her routine. Knows when she leaves home. Knows when she returns. The tone carries a quiet certainty, as if the author observes her from the shadows. Mary shows her husband, Ron Gillispie. He believes it is a prank. He urges silence. But the letters do not stop. Around the same time, her husband Ron received a letter designed to incite violence. Mr. Gillispie, your wife is seeing Gordon Massey. You should catch them together and deal with them both. The letter foreshadows the escalation. And it begins to reach others, neighbors, officials, anyone who crosses the invisible path of the writer. The town has gained an invisible resident. The anonymous watcher. The letters spread like infection. They accuse ministers of wrongdoing. Police officers of corruption. Families of hidden sins. Each envelope bears a Circleville postmark. Each letter written in the same distinct, upright block style. The letters often claim intimate knowledge. I know who sleeps where. I know who talks to whom. Every lie you think is safe, I see. Circleville, Ohio becomes claustrophobic. Porches are no longer places of comfort. Mailboxes become threats. Every neighbor is suspect. Every smile feels rehearsed. The fear is not violence. It is exposure. August 19, 1977. Ron Gillispie receives a phone call. Witnesses say he leaves home with a gun. Angry. Determined. Hours later, his pickup truck crashes into a tree. He is dead. Inside the truck, authorities find his gun. One shot has been fired. There is no clear target. No confirmed threat on scene. Only speculation that he was pursuing the letter writer. The official ruling, accidental death. But the letters do not stop. Months later, Mary notices a sign posted along her bus route. Crude. Accusing. Public. She stops her car to tear it down. Behind the sign is a box. Attached to it, a gun. Rigged to fire when the sign is removed. A booby trap. Designed to kill her. The device misfires. Mary survives. The investigation into the booby trap led to man who admitted he had once owned the weapon, but claimed he had sold it to his supervisor. Police arrest Paul Freshour, a local man, Mary's brother-in-law. Freshour maintained he had lost the gun months prior. Forensic handwriting experts examine the letters. They compare them to Freshour's writing. The shapes align. The spacing aligns. The upright block formation aligns. Investigators connect parts of the booby trap to materials accessible to him. The prosecution builds a narrative. A resentful relative. A moral crusade. A private vendetta turned lethal. In 1979, Paul Freshour is convicted of attempted murder related to the booby trap. He is sentenced to prison. He will serve 10 years. While Freshour was locked in a solitary confinement cell, monitored 24 hours a day with no access to pens or paper, the letters didn't stop. They didn't even slow down. Hundreds of letters, all bearing the same distinct handwriting and the Columbus postmark, continued to flood Circleville. One was even delivered to the warden of the prison. Now do you believe he's innocent? I told you that you have the wrong man. You'll never catch me. Another letter addressed to Paul himself. Freshour, now, when are you going to believe you aren't getting out of there? I told you 2 years ago, when we set him up, they stay set up, don't you listen at all. No one wants you out, no one. The joke is on you, ha, ha, tell no one of this letter, I saw the paper, great news, great, the sheriff loved it, ha, ha. Do you believe it now? Do you? How does a man in solitary confinement mail a letter? The question sits at the center of the case like a fracture in glass. Everything radiates from it. The letters are both proof and contradiction. They were used to convict. Yet they refused to stop. Paul Freshour maintained his innocence. From prison, he told reporters he was not the writer. He insisted the prosecution had mistaken similarity for certainty. He claimed the real author was still free, still watching, still writing. To understand the Circleville letters is to stand between anchors and shadows. The anchors are clear, almost comforting in their solidity. The booby trap device was real. A firearm rigged behind a roadside sign, engineered to discharge when Mary Gillispie attempted to remove it. Components were traced to materials tied to Freshour. It was physical evidence. Measurable. Presentable. Handwriting experts testified that the block print matched his style. Upright. Deliberate. Certain letter formations consistent across samples. In court, pattern became probability. There was also the familial conflict between Freshour and Mary Gillispie. Strain within the family. Resentment suggested as motive. Prosecutors argued that obsession can grow quietly inside domestic grievance. Those were the anchors. But the shadows in this case stretch further. Letters continued during Freshour's imprisonment. Not isolated strays, but sustained correspondence. Envelopes bearing Circleville postmarks arrived while he was locked away. How does a man in solitary confinement mail a letter? The timeline deepens the unease. Thousands of letters sent over nearly 2 decades. From 1976 to 1994. An endurance that suggests discipline, or collaboration, or something harder to name. Inside those letters was intimate local knowledge. Affairs whispered about but never confirmed. Private routines. Subtle tensions. Details that implied proximity. The writer was not guessing. The writer was observing. And there is the absence of a confession. Freshour was released after serving 10 years. He died in 2012 still denying involvement. No reversal. No final admission. The letters continued for several years after his conviction. Then, in 1994, they stopped. No announcement. No explanation. No final signature. Just silence. 18 years of correspondence. Thousands of letters. Countless reputations shaken. The terror was never only the words on paper. It was the gaze behind them. The sense that someone measured routines. Tracked habits. Catalogued weaknesses. Someone who understood that exposure can wound more deeply than violence. Was the Circleville writer one obsessive individual? Or a collective shadow fed by rumor and resentment? In Circleville, Ohio, everyone knows everyone. Information moves quietly across fences and through grocery store aisles. Secrets rarely stay buried. Sometimes, knowing is enough to frighten. The mailbox remains. The streets remain. But somewhere in the town's history, a question continues to breathe. Was the writer ever truly caught? Or did the watcher simply decide to stop watching? If you found this deep dive meaningful, please give the video a like and subscribe with the bell on. It really helps keep these stories alive and bring more cases like this to light.